Oh, I had a bad power thingy. See, the center thing broke out. I mean, I took it apart to see if I could fix it, but the center thing was broken on the inside in two pieces. This is what it's actually supposed to look like inside there. That third leg wrapping all up around through, and the thing that you plug in makes contact to that part, and that's the part that broke and is now missing in this piece. So I desoldered, obviously, that part out of here already. Atari 2600 motherboard here. These three spots is where it came from. I'm gonna just put this piece right back in there like that. I left solder on the board. And I'm just gonna use my gun, I think, this time, not the iron. I'm not even gonna add any solder, I don't think. I'm just gonna melt the solder a little and press the pieces through, the legs through. That back one feels like it's in. And that feels like it's in. It's going further in with every time I touch it. I think that's actually, yeah, done. It popped all the way through. Nice. And there we go. New one installed. I'm also in the middle of modifying this by taking out the old original RF capacitors and everything else to do with it, to do with the AV. And things are going to be soldered to these instead now. I know that's not straight. I just did it freehand real quick. This is actually an extra. I have like 5 of these things. I just wanted to get one of them to hook up to a TV in the normal modern way. I figured I'd do it with the broken one already as my first trial. Ooh, it snaps right in. Before it didn't even snap, it just fell right back out. Okay, so here's all the parts installed. I didn't do the greatest soldering job, but it works. Everything's separated. That'll do. And here's what the board looks like with all the wires soldered in place. It's not clean, but it's all separated and it's gonna work. As you can see, I put the blue video input right there, the red and the black. See where they're all oriented? So that's how you get them all set up. Can you please pause it? Please? Please pause it? Please? Please press that little button in the middle. I'll pause it for real. Alright, now we're going to test this thing real quick. Got it hooked up to this AV box, the last one there. Hit the switch, let's see if it works. Sometimes this thing can be a little funny.
Did you change the source? Oh.
There we go. And then, I don't know why it does black and white randomly sometimes. Come on, color. Oh, is it one of these switches?
Yep.
Just because the cover's not on, I couldn't see the switches. Alright, so there we go. Now to actually try it. I think we have to hit one of these buttons. Here, yeah, you hold the controller. Alright. Okay, for some reason I thought you always had to put it in the right controller port, but I guess for this game it's the left, like most systems. Anyway, I just couldn't remember, but it's working fine. So now I'm just going to put a bunch of hot glue around all the tiny little sloppy work that I did so that nothing you know, emits interference or shorts or anything. It seems like when I jostle it around, it gets a little funny already, so I'll just tidy all that up, and hopefully when it gets banged around then when it's on in the future, it won't do anything quirky. It looks like it's working great, too.
Mm-hmm. Whoa!
Yeah, these are the good controllers, like the arcade quality, like built inside. That's awesome. Alright. Okay, so I finally got the sound to work. And then what I did here was I put a little hot glue right there on the wires to hold them in place so they don't jiggle around at all. Put a little bit of hot glue on there to keep that in place, because that one's kind of tough. A little bit under there to keep that in place, and a little there to keep these wires in place, so nothing really moves around much. It's all in place. The ground, I connected all three of these to the same ground, and then the positive for the sound is connected to both of these since it was actually monotone, turning into a monotone stereo sound now, just a monotone through left and right speakers, basically. And the video has the plus from the video on that new little board. Okay, I put the case all back together now. It was kind of a pain, actually. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's on black and white. There we go. Now it's on color. It's tough to play one-handed, but nice. So, that's how I fixed the power and did an AV upgrade on my Atari 2600.